And we would like those issues have been specifically instructed to put them on the record for consideration by this forum or any other forum, should it become ever relevant, and so that we're not accused of raising those issues at a particular time, maybe because there are certain adverse findings or something. These are concerns that we raise, even if they will be favorable or neutral or adverse findings. Chair, what I will do is, so that we don't waste time, I'll just really do a high-level presentation of these issues. If the Commission would like us to present later a more detailed outline of the same issues, then we will be happy to do so. But for now, I don't want to get into much the minutiae. But the first issue, Chair, is maybe I should just say that the general heading really of all what I'm saying is concerns regarding what the general feels has been unfair treatment by the Commission. And that is on the basis that the Commission is enjoined to treat witnesses and everyone fairly. And I think that's common cause. Nobody can quibble with that. So the first of those topics then is the serial refusal by the Commission to furnish information upon request. And again, we are happy to furnish the detail and the chronology, the blow-by-blow of we wrote this letter, we got this nonchalant response, or no response at all, or an unreasonable response. There are many examples of that, but that's the broad area of concern. In fact, without getting into much detail, one of those responses was something like, well, you don't have to know what other people have said about you, just say what you know, kind of thing. And it would be hard to believe that that is a policy of this Commission. Because, as we know, people have a right of reply. I mean, that's one of the most fundamental rights under the broad rubric of Audi Alteram Partem. And in our view, that's why the Commission is populated by legally trained people all around, so that those trite issues of fairness can be observed. The second issue is related to the first one, which is this issue of right of reply. There are various. We understand the difference between, being called here on specific accusations and therefore being entitled to the documentation, and being asked to assist the Commission and all that. We're not dealing with this at that technical level. But whichever category one falls in, they surely have a right to, at the minimum, to face their accusers, to use the colloquial expression. And facing your accusers doesn't mean literally facing them. It just means knowing what it is that's going to be said, which you might have to respond to. The next issue, which is the third in my list, is that one of the things we have been asked to do is to ensure that there will be no straying outside of the subpoena that has brought us here, and the specific issues that are raised there. And that's probably related to what might be the next issue, so I might as well raise it in combination, Chair, just to save time, which is the feeling of the General and us that the issues that he has been asked to deal with have actually been dealt with in his first appearance here. We might be wrong about this, but we, on our unscientific analysis, he's probably been the witness who has been called back more than anyone else to come back here, despite the fact that he testified for 3 days in January. And
there's a witness.
Chair, I don't want to be nitpicking. No, ours is not about the number of days so much than the toing and froing and being called and then called back and then called back. But I take your point, Chair. So if we don't have the gold medal in that, we probably have the silver. So we're still on the.
Mr. Mpofu, can you just repeat the fourth point?
The fourth point. Yes. The fourth point is I was saying I'm merging it with the third point. That was about repetitive questions. Yeah. So it's if you like, it might be a subset of the third point. It covers Commissioner Baloyi. It covers two issues. One is my original statement that the issue of the break-in, theft, whatever you call it, in Port Shepstone was, as you might remember, I think it was the last topic for his January testimony, and it was covered extensively. The result of that is that you will find that when you read the statement that was identified by my colleague, Ms. Silo, which is LS1, that's where we respond to the specific questionnaire. You'll find that maybe on more than, if there are 10 questions, and I think there are more than that, there are about 15, but more than 50% or even 60% of those questions, you'll find that we actually just refer, the answer is to refer you back to the transcript on many occasions. And that's because the same thing that was asked then is being asked now. And we don't understand why that same information has to be solicited at great expense for the second time, because it doesn't change. And that's why we literally quoted. It was not out of disrespect, but we just quote exactly verbatim what was said before. We do take the point, of course, that since he testified, there has been further evidence around the same issues. So not quibbling with that. But the issue is that it's quite oppressive to the General to have to repeat himself. And then maybe the one issue, maybe let me start, I'll come to this one last. Related to this issue of repetition or covering the same ground is an issue which, to the naked eye might not seem important, but it is the expenses to which the General is subjected because of what he might perceive to be repetition of the same ground. You would appreciate, Commissioners, Chairperson and Commissioners, that every time he has to come here, or every time he has to deal with a subpoena or a set, and then there's even an instance where the subpoena was literally exactly the same as the one that had been given last year. And then we pointed that out, and there was duly an apology. Well, maybe I'm putting it too strongly, but the Commission said, no, sorry, that was a mistake. Here's the correct one. Yeah. But that mistake means that he has now to consult on that wrong document, and when it's discovered that it's the wrong document, a letter has to be written, and then the apology, which we accept, is issued. But that doesn't change the discomfort or inconvenience. And that's just one example. and therefore it's a very costly exercise. I haven't done the count, but my learned friend, Ms. Talk, assures me that the general has had to be doing this toing and froing about 6 times now, or that this is his 6th appearance. And I'm sure that also includes the times when he didn't actually testify. And I know it also includes the time when the legal representative was not feeling well. So I'm not piling all of that onto the commission. I'm simply saying that it's quite an expensive exercise. Now, the last point, which is quite worrying, is, I'll call it, for lack of a better word, the issue of relevance. And